Jordan, I think it's safe to say that since the beginning of mankind, every parent wants to raise tough kids, confident kids,
Since
strong
the beginning
kids,
of mankind.
like independent kids. This is not a new thing.
Right. Yeah, no, it's our job to make sure our kids are ready to take on the world. And
Yeah.
the world can be very tough. And so I think you're right. I think it's important for us to not baby them in a way where they're not ready for it.
I wasn't alive 100 years ago or 500 years ago or 5,000 years ago, but I got to imagine that the desire for a parent to raise tough, confident kids, they weren't thinking that or concerned about that in the past like we are now.
Right.
Right?
That's
right?
No, it was just a thing. It was
a thing.
Yeah, you don't like sit down and you're like, are we parenting our kids right? Do you think we were too
Right.
hard on them? I don't think that conversation happened very
I'm trying
much.
to imagine my relatives in Ireland being like, there's a horrible, I have no Irish accent. Let me just try one. Hey, Mary Jane, Mary, yes, Sean Patrick, Are you concerned that we're raising Patrick to be weak?
You're right.
Oh, no, he's a tough boy. Well, he only got into 2 fights this last week. We need him to be into 4 fights. These are like different times. Like, I think we should be very concerned that we're raising unconfident kids,
100%.
weak kids,
Yeah.
insecure kids.
Right.
I think we need this podcast today.
Well, I mean, I think if you were to look back and do some digging on history, and I guess you could even ask AI these days, like, hey, if you could go back through all the history books, when were the weakest children ever produced in mankind?
Oh
and
my
probably
gosh.
say right now.
Right. Oh, wow. All the research. Have you heard that thing? Sorry to cut you off. Have you heard that thing that men today have the testosterone of like teenage men or 20-year-old men have the testosterone of like 70-year-old men when they were like, have you heard that stat?
Oh, no.
I'm butchering it.
That's
it's
terrible.
It's
we don't
a
have
thing.
enough. You're saying we're
Yeah,
low.
like modern day
everybody's
young men.
low T.
Low T. And I mean and then you include all the research on young people with anxiety, depression, screen addiction. They don't want to drive cars. They don't want to get jobs. They're having extended adolescence. I am glad you're here, everybody. Today's an important episode. Jordan, are you concerned for today's youth? We're just raising like unconfident, codependent children and young adults.
Yeah, I'm hoping we're at a turning point because, I mean, even the new generation that's getting jobs right now, I think are one of the most laid off group of people that are out there. You know what I'm saying, right? They're getting laid off. Like they're not fulfilling their job duties. They are expecting too much. I think they were raised in a way that's like, I'm deserving and I don't have to work hard to climb the corporate ladder. They're all expecting to get Christmas off and it's like, no, you got to work to
Well, hold on.
play.
Everyone should expect to have Christmas off. That was a bad example.
Well, maybe I said that because in my industry, you don't get Christmas off. You don't get birthdays off. You don't.
That's good.
You
Good
have to be
good pushback
at work, right?
good pushback,
That's for the people who are tenured or whatever. But yeah, you're right. It's not every industry.
No, good put. They're expecting to have been pampered.
Correct.
And like, what can you do for me? This entitlement.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping that we're beginning to see a shift, right? And maybe,
I think we are.
Maybe a lot of people right now, we're seeing a lot of video from college campuses right now with everything going on, whether it was with Charlie Kirk or just these people who are debating or just in general. And it seems like we are becoming a little bit more self-aware. And I'm hoping that means we're willing to put in the work.
Let's talk about putting in the work because something interesting happened to me 4 days ago. And
Really?
It's actually the reason why I want to do today's episode on this topic. Something kind of interesting happened to me.
What happened? What? Right. Okay, this is juicy. Tell us.
So there's just a little background. There's 2 reasons why I want to do today's episode. One is because of this story that happened I want to tell you about. And the second is because we have these really great intellectuals and really great authors out there, like Jonathan Haidt, for example. We talked about him a lot. His book, The Anxious Generation, is incredible. And one of his findings is that we need 4 new norms. We need phone-free schools. We need no social media until 16.
Good.
We need, and then one of the main norms we're going to talk about right now is the more independence, free play, and responsibility for children.
I was going to add one. I was going to say, and more kids to go outside and play in the outdoors. Like that was going to be one I wanted to add.
So that's it. So that's the 4th norm. So independence. So playing outside, no parents.
Okay.
More responsibility, more time like that. All right. So no phones and no smartphone until high school. No social media until 16. No phone-free schools. And the 4th is more independence free. So I did more digging into that, and kind of like what he's kind of describing is this norm encourages a return to unstructured, unsupervised play, increased world independence, which helps children develop crucial social skills, overcome anxiety, and become self-governing individuals. So then what brought me here is like, okay, that sounds good.
Sure. I'm thinking the same thing. But
how do you do that? Give me some tips, Sean and Jordan.
You literally have to turn off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's not one of our tips, but that could be a tip. We have 19 random number. I wrote us 19 tips that Jordan and I are going to share with you all today. But here's the story. All right, here's the story. So I've got my box, and I'm walking into the UPS store to return the box. Right, and I got the code.
Okay,
and all of a sudden I stop because I hear a child screaming
in the parking lot.
I stop in my tracks, and I look up, and there was a parked Tundra, a greenish-gray Tundra, and there's a child about 7 years old, a little boy, and he's screaming outside the Tundra.
Okay.
It was loud. So I stop in my tracks because, I mean, it's a child screaming.
Sure.
I'm wondering, does he need help?
Is there a parent
nearby? Is he getting hurt? Is he
Right.
getting kidnapped?
Right.
What is going on? And I look, and he's trying to get back in the car, and he's not getting in the car. And I'm like, what is happening? He's like screaming kind of bloody murder, dude.
Are you like, hey, are you okay? Are you close? Like you're right there?
I did. I was thinking like, do I need to help? What is happening? So I just took a breath and I watched.
Okay.
And then I saw in the truck was his dad. A guy about our age, probably a little younger, nice big dark beard, really nice face. And he says to his son, you're going to be okay. And his son's like, and now his son, very frank, is, I can't do it. I can't do it. And he's crying. And his dad's like, you got this. You can do this. And the kid outside the Toyota, the 2024 Toyota Tundra, same color as mine. I can't do it, Dad. Please don't make me do it. Please, why make me do it? I'm not trying to act. I'm not trying to be funny. And the dad's like, I believe in you. Do you trust me? And he's like, yes. He's like, well, what voice are you listening to? Do you trust me? Can you trust your dad? Or are you listening to a voice of fear? And I'm like trying to figure out what's happening right now.
I was like, dude, this guy's taking like rules straight out of your textbook. This is good.
I'm kind of thinking it's something like that's happening. So then the boy then gets in the car. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I can help here.
Okay.
So, but maybe I'm being a weirdo. So I literally just put my box down, and I'm just like staring at this too. And I'm about 25 feet away, so I'm pretty close.
Yeah, that's close. Okay.
But I make sure I have like a nice smile on my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're not some creeper. Okay.
I'm thinking, I mean, I do this for a living. Maybe I can step in. Like, I'm the family coach. I can help here. But maybe he doesn't want my help. But maybe I'm thinking, what's happening? And now I see them, and they look. And they're looking at a store that's right next to the UPS store, and the store is Subway sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm trying to figure out what is happening here.
Did you say, how old is this kid? You said 7?
He looks like he's 7 years old.
Oh, okay. So he's young. Got it. All right, keep going.
Yeah. And the dad, now the kid is in the car, and they're looking at Subway. He's like, it's right there. Just go and grab it. Grab it. He's like, I can't, Dad. I'm going to get kidnapped. I can't do it. That's what he's saying. And now I'm still staring because now the dad looks at me. He's making eye contact, and he's giving me like with his eye contact, he's giving like a thumbs up.
Okay.
Like I'm not a creeper. He's like, look, there's this nice man here. He's going to help you. And I'm like, do I say something? Do I not? And literally this goes on. Now the boy is out of the car, and he's back in the car. Then he's out of the car. It goes on for 10 to 15 minutes, Jordan.
You stood there for 10 to 15 minutes watching this?
I didn't say one word. I just stood there with a nice smile on my face, just wondering, how can I help? Kind of in a word of like presence, prayer, like, and the dad's like, there's this nice guy here. He's going to help you. If you need any help, you're safe. You're safe. And I just stood there. And then he started looking at me, and now the kid's getting his composure.
Okay.
And I still don't really know what the crap's going on. So then he looks and he's like getting closer, and the dad is saying, do you trust me? He's like, yeah. And now he's saying this, do you believe in me and believe in Jesus? Now the dad's bringing Jesus into it.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, trust me and trust Jesus. You're going to be okay. I'm just watching this like a show, right?
I can't wait. This is fascinating.
I'm feeling really positive because this dad is not giving up, dog.
Right.
Would you give up? I mean, would you be embarrassed?
Oh, I'm not waiting 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but I don't got the time for. I'd be like, fine, I'll do it. Like, that's how I'm such short-tempered. I'm like, I don't got time for this. Fine, that's fine. But this is good. I'm glad he had the patience. That's what it takes.
Patience.
It takes patience.
And I'm wondering, does the dad have does he have like a broken leg? Does he have a disability? Does he need the boy to go into the subway for something? And he can't do it himself. But the dad looks very athletic. He looks great. His name is, and I think this is what we're talking about.
Teaching moment. Yeah.
This is a dad doing what we talked about. So then I say to him, he looks at me, and I notice his shirt. There's a private school in our community. It's called John Adams.
Okay.
And so I'm like, now he's in the car. And I'm like, I think it's time for me to help. I've been here for 15 minutes. And say, hey, do you go to John Adams? Big smile. He's like, yeah. And I can just kind of see like the tension decrease from the little boy. He's like, oh, I heard that's a great school. Do you like it there?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, my daughter, Kenzie, she's 9. And we thought about sending her to John Adams. How old are you? He's like, I'm 7. And then dad said, look, son, your Subway sandwich is right there. It's already ordered. I'm encouraging him to go and pick up his own Subway sandwich inside a Subway. And you look through the window and you can see the sandwich.
Sitting right
there. It's like in the pickup order. And he's like, I was like, oh, is it scary? He's like, yeah. And the dad was like, yeah, he's just afraid of getting kidnapped.
Here, come with me. I got a little van full of candy. Let's walk this way. Okay.
And I said, and then the only thing I didn't really like about what the dad said is like, yeah, that's okay. He has every right to be afraid. It's scary. And I get what the dad was doing there. Do you see what the dad was doing there?
He was trying to, verify or solidify the kid's feelings and be like, I understand, but it's okay because you're not going to get kidnapped, right? So
it's like you're validating.
Validate, that's the word.
I don't know if you want to validate like kidnapping.
That fear, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went in a different direction. I was like, look, this is El Dorado Hills. You're not getting kidnapped. It's right there. You're safe. This is a great community. Like your Subway sandwich is right there. I love bacon and turkey sandwich because that's what he said he had. He had Taken and Birkins. Oh, it's so good. And I can just see the tension releasing from this boy. And then he did it. He walked out. He got his sandwich. And I was thinking, okay, when he walks past me, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to put my hand out. This is a father-son moment. I'm not trying to steal their moment.
Yeah.
But he walks past me, and he puts his hand out.
He wanted a high five. That's sweet.
He wanted a high five.
That's cool.
So I gave him a high five, and we just celebrated the moment. We built the kid up. And, dude, here's action step number 1. How do you raise? We have 19 ideas for you. All right, do what John did. Shout out to you, John, from El Dorado Hills. Independent, tasks like that. This is the story of the little boy and picking up the Subway sandwich. Do you have the perseverance like John did? Do you have the confidence? Do you have the strength and the love in your heart to force your child to go pick up a Subway sandwich? What do you think about that story, man? Thanks for letting me share it.
I think it's great. And I think the hard part is, when you said you stood there for 10 to 15 minutes, I'm like, it took 10 to 15 minutes, but then let's slow down for a second.
Okay.
Our days are busy. We've got a lot going on. Hey, real quick, we're going to order this online. We're going to go pick up your sandwich. We're going to get back home and whatever else is on the docket for the day we're going to do. And to pause for 15 minutes for a teaching moment really is a fraction of the day to something that could be forever learned going forward. Right now, this kid has the confidence to do something else independently when he gets a little older. He's always going to have this moment like, I did it. Like for me, I'm like, gosh, that's too much time. I would have just said, fine, I'll go get it, stay in the car. But I think what's important for us parents is like, take the time.
Take the time, huh?
Take the time to go through these little roller coasters of an event to teach them. I've been forever trying to get my kids to, we all do, try to be more independent. And we started off at like restaurants, like you can order for yourself, right? They're going to look to me. What do the kids want? I'm like, no, they can tell you, right?
Yeah,
Start off there. Or, hey, there's someone, an adult out there. Go ask them X, Y, or Z. No, I don't want to talk to them. You do it for me. I'm too scared. Well, I mean, we just flew over the weekend, and my son gets a little bit more introvert when it comes to speaking publicly. But he was like, Dad, there's a pilot. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to go get a trading card. I'm like, I forgot that's a thing? He's like, yeah, you go and ask a pilot for trading cards and they'll give you these cards. And I'm like,
I didn't know that. That's
cool. I didn't either. So now he's like going up to these adults saying, excuse me, hi, may I have that? And he's talking to him and he's getting, and I'm like, that is cool because it's showing a little bit more independence. So it's a snowball effect.
It is a snowball because if you had been doing all this stuff for him, ordering for him, taking to the pilots, talking to the pilots at age 11, he probably wouldn't have that confidence to do that.
Not at all. I think this is a great task. It has a great story, and I think it's obviously something that we all have to do. Okay, I'll go to the number 2.
Hold on, real quick. You know what I just thought of?
What?
Here's what a lot of, I think, good-hearted parents and siblings do in situations like this. I think a lot of parents, you know what they would say? They would say, if you don't get your sandwich right now, they're going to take it. They're going to take it off the shelf. If you don't get your sandwich, it's going to get cold.
Yeah. Fear-based,
fear-based.
If you don't, then, Or just do it.
I got into, one of my kids said something to my 9-year-old. We were sitting outside, a shop, and my wife was shopping for clothes. And we were all waiting patiently outside. And my 9-year-old wanted to do cartwheels. Because she's like addicted to cartwheels.
Great.
And one of my daughters said, ew, don't do cartwheels. People pee on this concrete.
Oh my gosh. Right. That is a classic line.
And I reacted. I reacted to that. I didn't respond. I reacted. I said, don't listen to that, Kenzie. She's just trying to make you afraid of doing cartwheels. Do cartwheels if you want. See, that was a reaction. And my daughter who said that didn't like my reaction. Because that's what so many parents do. We try to use fear to get our kids to take action.
Right.
Like, if you don't go to school on time, your teacher's going to be upset. Oh yeah, you're going to you're going to get a letter from the principal. It's like, oh yeah, if you don't do this, it's like what this dad John did not do. He didn't use any fear. He just used patience and love and
Jesus.
And Jesus.
Praise the Lord.
All right. So thanks for letting me share that. Let's go through this list. We got 18 more ideas. We will not spend any more. We won't spend a lot of time on any of these.
Okay.
Put these tools in your toolbox, everybody.
Independent shopping. That was number 1. Number 2, neighborhood walks alone. Okay. Not for you, for your kids. Okay. So you can actually let your child, especially if they're age appropriate, to go walk around to a friend's house, to go ride their bike, right? We talk about this a lot and you're like, well, you don't live in my neighborhood. And I get it. But you could still try to urge them to do something independent. And this one could be very simple. Maybe it is to walk across the street and go to the playground, all right? You can even say the things that John did. Hey, I trust you. Go walk to Marge's house, Max's house. Remember the rules. Look both ways before you cross the street. Don't talk to any strangers. Someone pulls up to you, walk away. I want you back by this time, no later. Or nowadays you got, watches with phones to be like, call me when you get there. And this will build confidence in them to continue exploring outside the home.
I think screens are connected to this. I don't want to nerd out and waste our time on this, but if you were to make a list of like the top 5 biggest things that have changed from being a child today versus being a child when we were kids, obviously screens is number 1. But you know what might be number 2 is this. Is kids don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
They don't walk around their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Knocking on doors, asking someone to play. Like, this is really sad.
Yeah.
That we have to talk about this. Like it's Like, it should just be a natural thing. You're walking around your neighborhood, going to your friend's house, and you're in the 2nd grade, 3rd grade. We're so afraid of our kids getting kidnapped nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just devastating, man.
But I mean, think about some of the headlines. I know that there have been headlines, and I haven't read through the whole article, so I don't know exactly what happened, but they'll be like, 6-year-old was walking to a friend's house, cops arrested the parents, or something ridiculous. Right. And you're like, are you freaking kidding me? I remember we had a little girl, she must have been like kindergarten, walking around the neighborhood by herself, which I was like, wow, this girl, she's walking by herself, independent, you know?
Right.
But it was weird because I had this judgment. I was like, what kind of parent would let their kid walk out at this age? Yeah, and now that kid's older and is completely independent and is awesome. And they're completely safe. But there's this stereotype that goes around. Like, well, if I let Timmy go out and walk alone, then what are all the other parents going to think of me and my parenting?
Well, I'm not a big fan of like e-scooters or e-bikes. E-bikes are getting they've been out of control for years. 100%. They're going to be outlawed for sure. Yeah. For sure, e-bikes are going to be outlawed. But you know what's so great? I see a ton of kids on e-scooters and e-bikes. At least they're outside. I mean, they're all over my neighborhood. Kids are out all the time. And 7 years ago, you could barely see a kid outside. And so this is, okay, here's, number 3 is not a big surprise. We've talked a lot about this, is chores, everybody. You want to raise great kids, successful kids, you've got to give them daily chores. And that is a part of the home culture. And just make that happen. I mean, that is clearly already been proven. All right, let's move on. We've already talked about that enough. Make it happen.
I need to add
do chores
to their
in
list.
A way. What's that? Yeah.
I need to create more chores is what I need to do.
Yeah, good for you. Do it, man.
I need to.
My kids. Yeah, my kids, they have a lot of chores. Yes. Okay, what's number 4?
Okay, free play without adults, right? So, like, think about this. Like, you have these play dates, and, you know, sometimes it's like all the kids are playing, and we tend to step into their playtime. But it's like, no, this needs to be like you are completely taking a step away from these play dates, right? So adults, you know, you're there to let your kids play, zip it. Don't even focus on what they're doing. Let them make their own rules. Let them play their own game. Let them figure out. I know sometimes I'll be like, hey, Mom, Dad, you know, we were playing pickleball one time, and the kids were playing like, what are the rules? And I'm like, figure it out. And I'm like,
yes.
you know, like, we're doing it this way. Great, do it that way. Or, you know.
Right.
So.
Good stuff.
You know, it depends how you feel about that. But, like, as long as they're doing it on their own. I love it when the kids get together, and there's, like, 20 of them, and they figure out how to play dodgeball on their own. Like, it's awesome when I see that.
Yeah. I've talked about this. I talk about this a few times a year, but one of the best decisions that my wife and I have made for our lives and our children's lives is we regularly have people over for lunch, and then they also stay for dinner.
Yeah, that's right.
Like on the weekends. So what that means is the kids are just with each other a lot, and they're figuring stuff out. And we have a little dynamic in the house where when they have an issue, like we did on Sunday, they come to me for some reason. They're like,
you're the referee.
I don't want to overstep my boundaries.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
It's like I want to help them figure it out. I don't want to referee.
That's probably why they come to you.
I want to coach. I want to help them figure it out.
Right.
And I want to be fair, and I want to be loving, and I want them to figure it out. So, yes, you know. On a side note, can I tell a short 60-second really bad story?
Oh no! Oh, if it's bad, heck yeah.
So we have a rule in the house, no YouTube unless it's on the living room TV.
Great.
So no apps, no pads. But I've been breaking the rule. We built a little game room in the garage, and we put a TV out there. And so the kids were watching YouTube in the garage, these groups of like 9 to 11-year-olds.
Okay. Can I ask you who they're watching?
Yeah, they were watching, I don't know the names, but just really innocent child content creators. Like my daughter's favorite is A for Adley.
Okay.
Have you heard that?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
And like, you know, one guy's they were watching a couple Minecraft videos.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Yep, that's about
And
the
my
same.
wife's like, Sean, why are you letting them have YouTube in the garage? And I was like, oh, you know what? I talked to Kenzie about it. They're making good choices. I'm checking on them. And I didn't want to step in to turn it off because they were having such a good time, and I didn't want to leave what I was doing with the parents.
Yeah, they weren't bugging me. Like they were on
They were
their
not
own.
bugging me.
Like I've got my own stuff going on. I get it. We've all been there.
So my daughter comes to me at the evening, and she says, Dad, how come when you're watching like K-pop Demon Hunters on YouTube, it looks different than when you do on Netflix. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, they don't really look the same. I was like, oh, it's probably because it's not the actual, like, creators. It's probably like a knockoff.
Yeah.
Copies.
Oh, okay.
And then I was wondering, I wonder why she asked me that.
Yeah.
And we're brushing our teeth together. 5 minutes later, she says, so we all saw some really bad stuff on YouTube, Dad. And I said, really, what's going on? What did you see? Feeling so proud of her because this is our arrangement, keeping trust.
Yeah.
And then she proceeds to tell me that she saw the girls from Hendrix, which is the female pop group, they were kissing each other and doing stuff. And the boys were kissing each other and doing stuff.
Really?
On an ad during YouTube.
An ad?
Yeah. Wow.
That's sad. That's really sad.
So everybody, if you're going to let your kids on
have
YouTube,
play. Oh yeah.
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 You gotta watch it. You gotta watch them. I don't feel like it's appropriate for YouTube ads. Some weird company out of Uzbekistan or China or Florida. No offense, Florida. Like, showing sexual ads. Or I've seen ads with like babies who have blood on them.
Really?
Or people who are taking their clothes off. I've seen these cartoon ads. Just a shout out against YouTube. And
that's terrible.
I don't really like YouTube, man. That's my 2 cents.
YouTube's terrible. I mean, a lot of kids get their content off that these days, but it's really hard because it's hard to manage that.
It is hard.
It's not like there's the FCC out there making sure to crack down on this.
I think is this good advice? If you do let your kids watch YouTube, always be watching it with them. Or if you can't, like if you make sure you have trust that they're going to tell you when they have a bad ad, and then just go and watch some of their shows occasionally to see what type of ads they're looking at. Mm-hmm. Look at their ads. I show them before I delete it, YouTube off of that TV. I'm going to go out there. Hopefully today I'm going to write it down and just watch it and see what kind of ads pop up.
Well, you know what's going to be popping up soon? Political ads. The kids always be like, Dad, are we going to vote for so-and-so in Georgia because they say blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you can't listen to any of those ads. I was like, they are totally wrong.
Oh, my God. That's funny. That's so funny.
I'm like, why is YouTube allowing political ads for these like kids? Like, they're not voting. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So going back to, let's keep the list going. Number 5 is something we actually just alluded to, sibling conflict. So you want to brand yourself. You're not a referee. You're not here to punish. You're here to coach. So take off the black and white pinstripe referee's jersey. And instead of just jumping in, you want to encourage them to solve their own problems. Mm-hmm. You want to coach them to share their feelings, to comfort each other, to make amends. When you really give kids skills without just moving on with having them work it out, say, hey, we're not going to go to soccer practice until we work this out. You can't have any screen time until you figure this out. You're doing a good thing. You're emotion coaching your children. And one of the best ways to emotion coach your children is to not force apologies. If you'd like more advice on that, tune into a different episode. There's a lot of great stuff that I teach in my VIP membership about making of amends. But yeah, it strengthens negotiation and leadership skills in kids, which increases their confidence.
Great. All right, next up is teach and release. Teach them something and then let them go at it, right? So for us, it was like mac and cheese. Like, I got to make mac and cheese for these kids.
Nice,
and I'm like, you know what? And then now I taught them. I'm like, great, I don't have to do it anymore. You know how to make it. Tonight's a mac and cheese night. Go and make it for yourself, which is great. The only thing I would say, the caveat here is, if you're going to teach them to do the dishes, make sure you're putting the proper dish detergent in the dishwasher. Because when I was a kid, I just put like Dawn dish soap. I'm like, oh, it's dish soap. Let me go down there. And it completely bubbled and covered the entire kitchen with bubbles. It like threw up
That's not
bubbles.
worth it.
And I was like, whoops. Yeah. My mom's like, no, you're supposed to use this detergent. I'm like, I didn't know that.
That's cool.
So teach and then release. Step back and let them run with it.
Step back. Which is, again, going back to John, our opening story, it's so much about that release. Just being patient. Now, I've actually never done idea number 7, but I have a feeling you probably have. You're probably really good at this. I've never actually done it. It's called adventure planning. What it means is you ask your kid, your teen, your tween, hey, like, we're going to do a family outing, and I want you to pick it. I want you to organize it. I want you to map it out. maybe you could choose the restaurant.
I would
It's
never
like,
do
hey,
that. I will
tomorrow's...
never do that.
Oh, yeah? Why not?
Because their plan would be terrible. I'm sorry.
That's how I feel too.
My kids,
That's how I feel too.
we're going to go to the trampoline park. No. This is supposed to be an outdoor kind of thing. Well, I don't want to go outdoors. I'm like...
Dude, good honesty. My daughter, Maddie, she's 20, and she spent... her and her friends went up to Lake Shasta, and they rented a houseboat for one night.
Oh, dang, one night.
Yeah. So I loaded her car up with our paddle boards, some floaties, some inflatables, and I said, take our toys, go live it up.
Yeah.
Because Lake Shasta is in Northern California. It's a beautiful lake.
Beautiful. I've seen houseboats on the lake. I'm like, I would love to do a houseboat trip on Lake Shasta.
Done it many times. It's incredible, dude.
I bet.
It's incredible. So I get a text from her that night, and it said, we were supposed to bring our own pillows and sleeping bags. We have nothing.
Oh my gosh. Well,
so
there you go.
Why don't I let people organize trips and outings? Because I'm not trying to go. I'm not trying to.
Right?
I like taking the lead in organizing activities because I want to make sure it's done the right way.
I do too.
So
But this step,
catch and release. We don't want to release certain things.
this step is actually encouraging others to let their kids plan an outing. And me and you are like, no, we would never. Because I think we're A-type. Like, no, I wanted this outing to be a certain way. But it might be a good idea because every time I say, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this, they're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And they're like, well, we could ride our bikes around the neighborhood. No, I want to get out of this neighborhood.
Let's do
I want to go do
something big.
something. Well, we can go bowling. I'm like, we can go bowling all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta. I like the idea, but
you know what I just realized though, with that story, my 20-year-old with the Lake Shasta, I actually did teach him release. I didn't like micromanage. What are you bringing? Where's your pillow? Where's your this? Do you have your snacks? Do you have this? I just let her go, and she had to reap the natural consequences of her actions. So yay me.
Beautiful. You're winning in this one.
All right. What's our next one?
9.
Oh, we went from 7 to 9. That's bad numbering. So number 8, we'll just skip 8. All right. Okay. So we're still at 19. Go for it.
All right. Figure it out. Moments. All right. Resist the urge to solve minor frustrations. Sean could have probably said, all right, well, do you need me to drive up and give you a pillow and a sleeping bag so that you're comfy for tonight? But you didn't.
That's 4 hours away. I'm not doing that.
Oh, okay. Well, if it was closer, you might have the urge to do that. Like, let's say you pack the kids' lunch. Or let's say you let the kids pack their own lunch and they forgot the yogurt or the cheese slice. Or, Mom, I forgot. Okay, let me just run it to you right now. Mom, I forgot my book. I have a test today. Do we say, well, you got to figure it out? Do we help? And there's a fine line there as to what should we do as parents and what should we have as a teaching moment.
I would say the last time Danielle got very upset at me. Very upset. It was 2 months ago.
Yesterday.
When my daughter forgot her lunch.
Yeah.
And on the drive there, because I'm dropping her off, my 9-year-old, I said, well, you forgot your lunch. I guess you're going to have to go without no lunch today.
That's what I would say, too.
Yeah. This stuff only works if you're feeling unity with your co-parent. So Danielle was not having that dog.
Right.
She was like, no. Is that what you teach?
You can't.
Is that what you teach? Please don't tell me. Like one time, I get it as a pattern, Sean. This is one time I was like, okay. It took me like 5 seconds to be like, okay, I'll bring it. Right. All right.
That's so funny.
All right, so let's go. Why don't you go to number 10?
Okay,
you do.
All right, cooking night in charge. Let's see what this says. Assign each child a night to cook or co-cook the dinner for the entire family. This would be hilarious.
It's a good idea.
Now, let's be honest for a second. What age would this be appropriate?
I think you can start when you're 5, just helping with, certain things, right?
Of course, but assign each child a night to cook dinner for the family.
Well, first of all, they have to be big enough to stand over the counters.
That's a good point. Let's say that first.
And actually reach the plates.
Correct. Now, if you're Matilda, you do this in first grade. But I would say you're probably going to do it in like 7th, 8th grade is my guess.
That's a good age. That's a good age.
I remember the first time
hey, you're older.
I cooked for my family. And it was a great learning opportunity because I said, hey, who wants eggs? And I said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 6 people who want eggs. So I cooked 6 eggs. I didn't realize that each person would eat more than one egg. So I was short. But I did it. I cooked for everybody. Yeah. I just didn't have enough food.
Yeah. It's cool. Look at that. You actually remember something that happened to you when you were 12 years old.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Hey, fun fact, everybody. I'm flying to Atlanta, Georgia in 2 days. So I'm going to go see Jordan Steele in person. We are going out to stay with Jordan. We're staying in a hotel. We're going to go to this gala fundraiser for Gigi's Playhouse, an amazing organization that supports kids and families with Down syndrome.
I mean, when's the last time we saw each other in person? I don't even know.
We're going to be in person to bro out. I got you a birthday present. I think you're going to love it.
Oh, you did not have to do that.
I've had it for a long time. I've had it for a long time. I was going to mail it to you, but then I was like, I'm just going to have to go out there and give it to him. And we're planning on recording a podcast together in person live.
Yeah. Maybe we should have the kids. We could have the kids cook us a dinner and see how that goes. Start the podcast and say, "All right, guys, cook us a meal." Yeah. Cooking night in charge.
If you are into barbecuing, listen to this story. I used to work with a lot of kids and teenagers in nonprofits, camps, camp counselor, churches, church trips, snowboard trips, surf trips, stuff like that. And whenever I would be barbecuing burgers normally, because we have a lot of kids, I would always grab some of the teenagers, male and female, and I would put them in charge of doing the burgers.
That's wise.
And I would stand right next to them.
Yeah,
and just,
but that was good.
Make sure they don't overflip. That's the key.
Right.
No overflipping here, people.
Right, because then the hamburger slips between the cracks and it goes down into the coals.
Also, you got to keep those juices locked in. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And I would always ask them, "Have you ever barbecued before?" And I mean, almost 100% of the time, the answer was no. So I kind of felt happy and sad that I was giving these young people their first barbecuing experience. So guys, girls, if you're a barbecuer, start teaching your kids to barbecue when they're in middle school.
That's going to be hard for guys too. It's like, no, man, that grill that's got my name written all over it. Like, God, no one touches my grill. No, let the kids mess around with the grill.
And so, number 11 idea is restaurant ordering, and idea number 11B is let them join in the barbecuing. What's idea number 12?
All right, morning routine ownership. All right, stop waking them up, packing their lunch. Let them do it on their own. And you're going to have to start at some point. So I wish I could do this. I'm not here during the morning routine, so I can't step in. I only step in when like my wife's out of town and I got to take a day off of work, and then I will do the morning routine. And honestly, I love it because I'm an early bird anyway. Yeah. But you got to start just slowly releasing a few things. Hey, tomorrow morning, I'm not going to wake you guys up. You're in charge of the alarm. Start there. Then you can make breakfast and do their lunches. And then the next week, hey, I'm not going to wake you up. And P.S., you're in charge of your breakfast. And then you just make lunch. And then the week after, you just slowly filter it.
Let me ask you a question, get your opinion, okay? Because neither of us are women and neither of us are stay-at-home moms. So when I do a social media video like on this topic, I get a lot of comments, and they're really lovely comments. But here's one of the themes of the comments is, Sean, like, I love making my kids breakfast. I love waking them up.
Oh, it brings them joy.
I love making their sandwiches. I love taking care of them in the morning. And so it's got to be hard for a parent who's really skilled at nurturing and really loves nurturing and loves caretaking to kind of take some of this advice. It's like that.
I understand. But
balance,
I mean,
right?
I also love that my kids live in the same house with me, but it's not going to be that way forever, right? I love the fact that my kids are listed, but it doesn't happen forever. So it's like, we're not taking it away from you. We're just helping you appreciate teaching them that. Yeah. You can still wake up and, be there when they wake up. We're just asking that you don't wake them up. I don't know.
Jordan,
you got to start to look at it as a transition.
You do. The good parenting is not about happy kids. Yeah. Good parenting is about connected kids who you're preparing for life.
Yeah, good point.
I got to warn you. You and I are going to go crazy about idea number 14. Like, it's going to be our favorite idea. Idea number 14. You want to raise tough, confident kids? Do this. trust us when we say do this. Encourage your kids to do action sports, to climb in the playground, to bike, to skateboard,
I was like, what do you
to
mean?
wakeboard, to hike, to rock climb, to bungee jumps, to surf, to wake surf. Let's go. Encourage your kids to push themselves in the outdoors with adventure and sports and ninja courses and ballet and
extreme
rock climbing,
chess,
riding bikes, doing dangerous things carefully.
Yeah, we're big into the rope swings in Georgia. We love the rope swings on the lake, finding a rope swing and just going off it,
rope
right?
swings.
Rope swings are awesome.
So many parents are like, no, don't go on the rope swing.
I know.
No, don't jump off that rock. No, stop climbing on that railing.
Yeah, it's
what are you
high.
doing? You're going to get hurt. No, like you're projecting your own fears and your own societal norms upon your 7-year-old, upon your 12-year-old. Let the kids jump on the rocks in the downtown. Let them swing on here. Let them go on boats. Let them go do adventurous things. This is good, kids. This is the human experience.
It was so hard for us. We literally just had this conversation this week because we were on vacation with the kids. We took them to the Oregon and Washington coast. And we had a great time. But every day, my son is a gymnast, and he just learned his back tuck. He's like, Dad, I want to do a backflip on the sand. Dad, I want to do a back tuck. Dad, and I'm like, okay, we got to be very careful. The sand is not like the gym floor. It's not springy, right? Mm-hmm. And I was always like, why can't you just do that at gym? Why do we have to do it right here? Dad, I'll be fine. I'm not going to get hurt, I promise. And then he found like a dunes. You know, they have the dunes, like the Oregon dunes, and where it's like you've got the sand dunes, and there was a little gap where it's like there was a little, let's say, 3-foot cliff, right? It's like a 3-foot ledge. And he's like, I want to do a front flip off the ledge and land on the sand.
Whoa.
And he wanted to do a front flip off it. And I'm like, why do we have to do this, dude? Like, he's like, because I know I can do it.
Yes.
I want to do it. And so, like, my wife's all about it. She's like, all right, we can stoke this fire. And I'm like, I just
Your
don't
wife's
wanna,
all about
I don't want to
it.
have to go to the hospital when I'm on vacation. Like, I just don't want it to ruin our vacation. So anyway, we figured out how to parent it. But long story short is we let him do it. And
I know I saw it on Instagram. It was amazing.
He did great. He coached himself into it. He's like, this is high. I got this. And he's like, all right, 3, 2, 1. And then, he would do it. And he's like, yeah. And he'd get so psyched. It'd be like when Dude Perfect makes like a basketball shot from the top of the Empire State Building. They're like, let's go. He gets so excited. So that's what you're talking about. Even though I was a little scared, like he did it and it was great.
You want to raise strong, confident, gritty kids. Encourage them to do risky things, to do dangerous things carefully.
All right, next up, money mastery, right? We talked about teaching them about finances. You give allowances, not maybe as spending money, but to help them budget and manage, whether you're teaching them how to save for something, how, they want to buy a computer. Okay, then we're going to put this much, and teach them how to give, how to save, how to invest is a big one. I talked about an app we use, of course, can't think of it. It's called Green Card or Green something, and it's
Green Light.
Thank you, Green Light, and it's specifically for kids. They can look at their money digitally, but you can do the Dave Ramsey approach, the jars, like literally give, save the jars, and use cash.
One of our sponsors right now is this amazing app called Acorns Early. That people that are listening to this podcast just heard an ad about it. So yes, check out that app. All right, how about this idea number? We're at 14 and 15. Really, really good one. Put your kids in a position where they can mentor younger children. Now, this is hard to find, but two of the easiest ways you can find this is one is send them to a camp every year. When they become older, they can become the camp counselors. Most Christian churches have these summer camps that they can do that in, or VBS, or these activities. Or what you could do is you can have your child sign up for like the citywide camp during the summer, where they can go to this day camp, and then when they become older, they become CITs, counselors in training.
Dude, I just got a letter for my daughter. They want her to do that, and I haven't read it yet. And he's like, should we have him do this? And so I need to look into it.
Also, babysitting, man, is just having your kids to babysit younger kids. Don't pay them or pay them. Like, that's really good for our confidence. All of our kids have been babysitters, and it's just been really good for helping them to mature. Let's keep going. We got 4 more to go. Let's go to 16.
Okay, goal setting, challenges, deals. So let's go. All right, have kids set up personal goals, right? What did my daughter just now got into cross country. And so she's all into running right now. And she's like, oh, Dad, I did 2 miles today. And then next, oh, Dad, I did 4 miles today. Oh, Dad, I just, I'm like, you keep doing better. This is awesome. And then she breaks her foot on the trip. But, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, she did. Oh, well, you just said you didn't want to have a broken bone on the trip.
And we had one from my daughter. She fell down the stairs. I'm like, why are you breaking stuff? You have state next week. Anyway, of course, it doesn't happen from the kid doing something crazy. It's just from your everyday stumble. Anyway, sorry, so you have them set a goal, right? Maybe it's reading. Mm-hmm. Hey, how many books are you going to read during the summer break? I want you to, one a month. Help them set that goal, something that's attainable and achievable. All right, and then you can help them track their process, right? So they know that they're actually gaining momentum. I think the hardest part for goals in kids right now is they want everything instantaneous, they can't see. Yeah. How to achieve something long term.
Yeah.
We did something on our trip recently, which was amazing. I said, guys, do you want to do a puzzle? No. All they have is 1,000-piece puzzles. We don't want to do it. So I'm like, fine. I did the puzzle on my own. I got it out. Then they every day started coming and helping. And then the next day they would do more. And once they saw the process and the progress, they're like, we could do this. And they finally saw that we could finish it.
That is really cool. In motivational psychology, one thing you learn about is carrots and sticks. How do you motivate a donkey? Carrots and sticks. Carrots are sweet and sugary, and they can make a donkey do something. Sticks, you're hitting the donkey.
Right, good point.
So in the similar way, that's how human beings are motivated. We are motivated by carrots and sticks. Most of us, the reason why we go to work is not because we fully love it. It was because we motivated by the carrot called money. So I'm a big fan of carrots in parenting. So if you want your kids to do really well and push themselves beyond their normal self in grades, well, then pay for grades. You want your kids to become readers and they don't really naturally read? Well, make a really good deal with them. If you read this book or read that book or read this many books, I'll buy you this. Go above and beyond.
Yeah.
And it's a normal part of how we work in the real world. Salespeople are motivated by the carrots of commission. And let's go to idea number 17 is figure out a way to get your kids to do public speaking at home. We talked about them ordering, but think about little creative ways, whether you have family meetings or whether you say, hey, I want you to say grace or prayer for everyone tonight. Or you can say, hey, I want you to watch this video and tell the family what it's about, or even as a way of making of amends. Hey, part of your consequence.
Oh, that's interesting.
I want you to go and do this or read this or study this and then come back and tell everybody at night what you learned. Like thinking about ways to get in your kids to just be bold and speaking in front of the family. It's a great idea.
That's a great idea. I don't do any of this. And oh my gosh, how much would that help more in like school? Everyone hates public speaking, but if you can start to speak to your family, even if you're in like large family group settings, like, hey, Christmas is coming up, guys. The whole family's going to be here. I want you to blah, blah, blah. They're going to be so timid and scared, but if they can accomplish that, then it'll be so much easier in class.
You want to hear a quick little cool story?
Yeah.
About 6 months ago, I gave my then 15-year-old daughter a challenge. I said, hey, I want you to come up with an idea, and I want you to do a family presentation to the family. She's like, on what topic? I said, I don't care. It just has to be good and it can't be boring. She's like, what? It's like, I don't care. Figure out something cool and interesting, and you're going to present it to the family.
And why did you give her this challenge?
Well, this is part of like this wasn't a carrot. This is actually part of like a schooling arrangement that we had going on.
All right.
Where the parents were involved.
Okay.
And thankfully, she did it. So she did all this research on the history of makeup.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
And I hadn't seen the slides, but I heard that she had developed these slides and she was going to put them on the TV in the living room.
Heck yes.
So here we are. The family's sitting down, grandma's there, and we're ready to watch the presentation. And man, she is salty.
Oh,
She's like, this is going to be so dumb, Dad. Why are you even making me do this? I don't even want to do this. It's going to be so short. You realize it's going to be so short? It was just like, I don't know if she was PMSing. I don't know.
No.
And I just tried to pay positive.
She didn't want everyone. Yeah, I get it.
But guess what happened, dude?
It was awesome. Had to be.
She stood up there for 35 minutes.
No,
she didn't even look at her notes. She didn't even look at her notes, man. She literally talked from her heart. and she had 12 slides going back to the earliest makeup. What I learned from her had to do with ancient Egyptians.
Right. What did they use? Like spices?
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't that make sense? That's like you see the pictures of the Egyptian people with the stuff on their eyeballs and
stuff?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And she went through like the history. Then she went through the decades. Here is like in America, this is what makeup looked like in the 20s, in the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s. It was like, I was so proud of her, dude. It was so
awesome.
legit.
Didn't guys wear makeup a lot? I mean, I remember we used to wear wigs. That's where the term big wig comes from. Guys used to wear heels a lot.
I didn't know
Remember that? Yeah, big wig comes from
wig.
The bigger the wig, the more money you had, right?
No way.
You had these big wigs, and we would wear heels, right? These like boot heel things, and then that all changed. So that's cool that she did that. Now I'm interested. I'm like, I want to go look this up. Okay.
Yeah.
Last
right, two more ideas. 18, 19.
2 more ideas. Okay, I'll do 18. Help your kids become like the boss of pet care, right? So like we have a little chinchilla, which is kind of funny.
You do?
Yeah.
You
I say my daughter does because she wanted one. I'm like, listen, if you want it, you can take care of it. She literally takes care of that thing every single day. Every day she's down there cleaning up after that chinchilla, putting new hay in, letting Tilly play. So you could put that child in charge of feeding, and now my kids really want a dog. But I'm like, let's start with a chinchilla because I don't want to have to walk the dog. I don't want to have to do anything. And they're kind of getting brownie points for me or she is at least, because she's totally taking care of this animal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. And that's good. You can trust her. She's actually doing it, huh?
Yeah.
The last idea is idea number 19. I have never done this, but it sounds like it's a cool idea, and I do know some families do this. It's called a family council with a rotating leader. So you've heard me talk a lot about family meetings here, family dinners, family prayers, family like little powwows. But what this idea is that you're holding family meetings where kids are now taking turns being the leader, keeping the discussion going. It's like, hey, it's your turn to lead the meeting, your turn to lead the council. What's on the agenda? Why would this work? Of course, this would be an amazing idea if you could figure it out. It's going to build communication, build confidence, build authority, practice, and leadership presence. Those are 19 ideas on how to build great, confident, independent kids.
You know what I love about these ideas? Even like you, the family coach, haven't mastered all these ideas. So it's like there's something for everybody here, which is awesome.
Yeah. I'd say going back, what would you, out of these 19 ideas, can I put you on the spot? What were your 2 or 3 favorite ones? And I'll do my 2 or 3 favorite.
I like the public speaking at home. I don't do it, but I would love to introduce that. I do the goal challenges. I've tried the money thing. It's a little tough, but it's slowly working. I try to do a lot of this stuff. So I think I should work more on the adventure planning, like letting them take the reins when it comes to planning an adventure. I don't know about that, but maybe I should try that. Yeah. So there's definitely some that I'm like, maybe I should check this out.
I shouldn't be surprised my favorite one because I built it up. It's just the adventure.
Yeah, adventure.
Pushing your kids outside of themselves. I'm also really a big fan of like having your kids order and talk to adults and you just being patient and not doing it. I really liked how you talked really well about that. Just not rescuing your kids from like these normal experiences.
Yeah, you can talk to adults.
That's kind of what you do. Like you should not be saving them and you should not be, and just be waiting and letting them do what they need to do.
Right. You know? That's exactly right. Dude, thanks for coming up with this list. This is great.
Hey, thanks for your contribution. These great stories. Well, hey, I will see you in about 4 days. And for those of you that are listening to this, thank you. Thank you so much for letting Jordan and I be in your home today, in your car, in your ears, in your podcast. We love you. We love this podcast. We have big plans for how we're going to keep it going and keep serving people and reaching people in over 150 countries or something. So stay strong, be close, and teach wisdom. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.